What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tonyd2wild checking in once again, back in the building today, guys, with a review of the upcoming Jordan 1 85 High Bred. The Jordan 1 85 High is set to release on February 14th for a retail price point of $250. This by far has to be one of the most expensive Jordan 1s that I have seen released till this date. And with that said, it's also by far probably one of the most limited Jordan 1s to release to this date. And even on top of that, limited Jordan to release to this date. Because rumors have been circulating that there's only 10,000 pairs of this Jordan 1 85 High. And those 10,000 pairs are only being circulated through 23 stores. 10,000 divided by 23, you're gonna be having around 434 pairs per store. Now, that's not a definite number. There's some stores bigger than other stores. I'm pretty sure the numbers will be kind of mixed around, but if we were just giving it an even split, that is how much will be available at each one of those stores if we're doing an equal split when it comes to this. I'm not gonna lie, I think Jordan Brand did this as a marketing move because there has not been this much commotion that has gone through with the Jordan 1 in a very, very long time. And I know a lot of people out there angry for the fact that only 10,000 pairs of this sneaker are available. I get it. And the fact added on top that it's 250 pairs only, then added on top that it's the most iconic Jordan 1 colorway ever. A lot of people are pissed. I will say, however, Jordan Brand is known to do things like this. They did a satin 1 that was numbered to, I believe, only 600 pairs for a New York pop-up shop, only for a satin Bred, and then also doing one alongside with Walters in a store out in Texas for a satin Royal back in the day as well. With that said, though, this Jordan 1 is like no other. The Jordan 1 85 High Bred is not like your typical 85 High. The quality, the craftsmanship, the overall look may seem to look the same, but the build of the shoe is a lot different than what sees through the naked eye. What Jordan Brand was trying to capture here is the most identical or the closest to the original Jordan 1 85 that can be made to this date. Now, they tried to do this with the 85s in general and they've done a good job, but what they're doing with this particular pair is taking it even a step further. And as you can probably see on some of the videos that we've shown, there's a lot of differences from the heights as well as with the widths on the back of the shoe as well. You also have changes that were made to fit the more original style when it comes to the tag on the actual tongue. You got a more wider overall shape on the back and a way different outsole that almost slopes a little bit towards, I would say it slopes in a very banana-like shape where typical Jordan 1s are a little bit more flat. The outsole on this is extremely more stiff. I mean, like, let me show you this, all right? Look. I can do this and easily just, get some motion. Back here a little bit more tough, but with this pair, this thing is hard as a rock. There's no give whatsoever when it comes to the sneaker. Also, with the sneaker on foot, I noticed more of an arch on this shoe compared to typical Jordan 1s to this date. And as stated before, this being more closer to the original 85, over the years, the Jordan Brand Jordan 1 has changed drastically when looking at this compared to what we get nowadays. So for instance, we have a reimagined right here that is more so in line with recent Jordan 1s. The shape, the swoosh, everything is slightly more defined. I would say a little bit more slim, a little bit more crisp. Whereas the older pairs, like you see here, you have more stiffness. You have a little bit more bulkier on the swoosh. The overall thickness of the leather, everything is a little bit, I would say, to be honest, I mean, it is a better quality cut. That's just how it feels. So when it comes to the better quality cut, of course, you're gonna have a more expensive pair. Now on the box itself, it reads Air Jordan 1 High 85 black/varsity red. Now, as I stated before, these are set to release on February 14th, so far what is rumored, but from what I'm hearing, A lot of those 23 stores are going to be actually releasing this shoe a little bit earlier, around the 7th, 8th, or 9th dates. So make sure you guys are tuned in, follow those accounts, see those accounts for yourself, because if you live around that area, trust me, you may be able to get a pair way easier than you think. I know you're gonna say the words like backdoor, you're gonna say the words like in resold, but trust me, with there only being 10,000 pairs, I'm pretty sure Jordan Brand is gonna be watching and seeing what these stores do with these activations to make sure that these things are done correctly. You gotta stop, not everything is a backdoor at the end of the day. Stay tuned, you will start seeing it happen. The rollout is coming sooner than later. Jordan Brand has all their accounts shut down for a reason. I think even though 10,000 is still gonna be a lot less and a lot of people are gonna miss out. We understand there's millions of us, but there's gonna be people out there that's gonna hit too at the same time. This is definitely one of my favorite Jordans of all time. I mean, it's a classic, it's iconic, it's the Band 1. It's the shoe that kind of, I mean, it isn't kind of, this is the shoe that popped it off. Now the Chicagos, the black toes, we definitely get the history itself, but this is the shoe that kind of started the hallmark for Jordan Brand and kind of caused controversy that turned into a humongous positive marketing scheme, if you want to say, with Phil Knight paying for the $6,000 fees of each and every game out there. And it made the Jordan what it is. People wanted it even more. And it broke barriers. It wasn't enough white in the shoes, what they said. Well, look at it today. We don't need any white at all in a sneaker to make it drop. You can just drop anything and wear anything on the court. So you can kind of thank Jordan for that at the end of the day. If you want a little bit of history about the Jordan 1, specifically the Band or the Bred, also check out the movie Air. It's a pretty good movie. I actually liked it a lot. Now there's been, definitely been stories and people saying, of course, like the Band 1s were actually airships. Or the airship is the shoe that actually got banned, which was like a prototype to the Jordan 1. And there was a banned colorway of that, the black and red. The same thing though that applies is that at the end of the day, there was a commercial made specifically on this pair right here that they had the black blocks on. And this is the shoe that Jordan continued to wear on the court that acquired that overall fine as well. So there's a little bit of mixture of the both. It doesn't take away from the airship, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the word band and the Band 1s, this is the Jordan 1 that everybody wants and everyone thinks about. Definitely gonna be a tough one, a classic, and it doesn't get any more classic than this. This is the 40th year anniversary of the Band, or the Bred 1, the 40th year anniversary of the Jordan line itself. So be expecting this to pop things off and us seeing more and more things happening down the pipeline in the year of 2025. I'm looking forward to this because I feel like this is going to be the beginning of a lot of nice stuff that we're going to see. So make sure you guys and girls are tuned in as always on this channel, and I'm going to help you guys deliver that news and also keep you guys up to date on what to look out for when it comes to these releases. Also, I want to state that for this shoe, there's a big difference when it comes to the actual padding on the tongue. The padding on the tongue is thicker than even on an 85 high, and it also features the 8.5 with, I want to say it's the XC code. You see it a lot on, I think even on these as well, you see it on there, which is like the style code featured on the insole. And the insole itself is white with a red Nike Air. But the Nike Air on the insole also is a little bit more plush. It just seems like a plusher material, a better quality material utilized there. And the Air Jordan on the side paneling here is a little bit different than what has been being used. It's not as debossed as this 85 pair, but it just has an overall different look if you ask me. Also, with it being extremely thick, you feel that thickness, no diddy, on your actual ankle. Like these things feel like ankle locks on your damn ankles, the way it's way more stiff and not as much flexibility. But I could see where that is actually good for someone that's actually trying to ball in these. Even though they're 40 years old, I probably wouldn't, but somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna do it. And I'm gonna end you guys off with an on-foot review, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.